Hi, welcome to Faux Food Creations. I'm Emily and today I'm going to show you how to make two different kinds of toast, including a little jelly pot and a cup of tea. Start by laying out two sponges, and then place a piece of bread so that the gap in between the sponges will be the slice through the bread. So I like to do mine diagonally. You can do yours horizontally if you prefer. And then just loosely trace the bread so that you have an outline to work with. And make sure the outline lines up. So essentially when the sponges are together, you should have what looks like a full piece of bread. And then when you take them apart, you'll have two slices. Next, cut your bread shape out of the sponges using some sharp scissors. And then we're going to paint the crust. So first you're going to mix together some matte Mod Podge and acrylic brown paint. And then start applying that around the perimeter of the sponge, making sure to leave the part that should be a slice in the bread blank. Next you'll make some toast marks. So first take some light brown acrylic paint and start making some lines that go vertically. And make sure that those toast lines line up on both pieces. And then you want to smudge that in with a lighter paint so that it looks a little bit more natural. Now, if you want to add some jelly to the bread, mix together 100% clear silicone with some alcohol ink. The colors I used were scarlet and red. Remember that you can add color, but you can't take it away, so just gradually start adding color in until you're happy with it. And then once you have a color that you're happy with, you can start spreading it onto the toast. And then if you have any extra of that, you can take it and spoon it into a little jam jar. If you want to make a pat of butter, you can start by taking a ball of air dry clay. Here I'm using Model Light, but you can use regular air dry clay or Model Magic, and then just squishing that ball down into a very thin disc. And then with your fingers, you can start to make that shape into more of a square. Let that dry and then mix up a color that resembles butter. Here I'm using yellow and cream, and I'm just mixing that up, and then I'm going to apply it to the little butter pad. To make the tea, we're going to use resin, and in order to get the right amount of resin, I first measured the amount of water that it takes to fill up my teacup and then marked that on a plastic cup. Then I just dumped out the water and I had the perfect measuring line for my resin. This is the resin kit that I used, and if you get a different one, make sure to read the instructions very carefully because they may differ. And also be sure to wear the proper protective equipment. And then just mix up the resin according to the instructions in your pack. And then to get the perfect tea color, I'm going to be adding alcohol ink. The colors that I used were orange and brown. And I used 3 drops of orange and 2 drops of brown to get the color that I have. When you're happy with the color, slowly start to pour it into the teacup, making sure that you avoid getting any bubbles in there. You will have some small bubbles, so you can go in and use a popsicle stick to pop those. And then you can spray 100% isopropyl alcohol over the top to get any remaining bubbles. And then let that dry and you'll have your tea.